Okay, so I will invite you to close your eyes again. And you can just briefly return your attention to the breath. And I'd like you to tune in to the kind of relieving, relaxing quality on the out breath as you breathe out each time. And just let that relax you a little bit. Just breathing in and then relaxing as you breathe out. All right. Now, I would like you to choose a person who you see regularly or interact with regularly, yet not someone who's a friend or you have a close relationship with. So you could consider a neighbor, a clerk in a shop that you visit often that you know, or a colleague at work. So get such a person in your mind. Now, I would like you to consider that one day their body is going to stop working, and what makes them them will stop, will disappear. And them as a person will cease to exist. So this person is going to die, and there is nothing that can be done to prevent it from happening. Just take a moment to feel into this. Consider how their absence also will be felt in your life. Here, I'm going to invite you to visualize the way or a way in which they may get sick and die as a result. So take your time and see how deeply you can connect with the fact that their death is a certainty. It is guaranteed to happen. And notice how that feels to you. Let yourself go there if you can. All right. Now we are going to let that go. Maybe if you're feeling affected at all by that, just take a moment to breathe. Now, I would like you to choose a friend, yet not a friend who is too close. And we are going to do the same. So, reflect on how there will be a day when they either get sick or have a serious accident and their body gives out. Again, if you feel able to, you can visualize the process of them getting sick, weaker, and eventually they stop breathing. If at any point this becomes too intense for you, you can just return your attention to breathing. That's okay. Otherwise, you might take a moment to consider what it will be like when their body is no longer animated by their spirit as a person. and it just rests, unmoving and without life. And explore how this affects you, what feelings and what impressions come up. And if you can, see to what extent you can accept whatever does arise. How fully can you accept their death? Now you can let that go as well. And I will invite you to choose a loved one, someone who is somewhat older than yourself. And we are going to do the same thing again with them. So again, if you're able to, do the same as before and see if you can visualize the process of them dying. For them to get weaker, then weaker, until they breathe their last breath, and then for their body to be lifeless. While knowing there's nothing you can do to stop or change it from happening. Consider what their absence from your life will mean for you. For them to no longer be around, to no longer be accessible to you, no matter how much you might wish they are. How much are you able to accept this inevitability? How much can you accept that they really will die? Now you can let those thoughts go. Let those feelings go if you can. And now finally we're going to move on to ourselves. So, if you're able to, I would like you to visualize and feel into yourself. You're in your final days, and you're moving towards death. You can notice how your body is getting weaker. Perhaps your breathing is becoming more difficult, more labored. You're aware that others around you are acting differently in your presence. They're trying to come to terms with the fact that you're going to die. You, as a person, now come a moment when you breathe your last breath, and that's it. There is no more experience. There is no more happening of any kind. And if you're able to, see if you can really connect with how this feels to you. What it might provoke in terms of thoughts. and see how much you can accept, really accept, that the experience of living is coming to an end. And that this is a complete and utter certainty. There's no avoiding it. It's going to happen to us, and it's going to happen to everybody we care about. Now you can let that go. Return your attention to the breath. Notice how the breath is your indication, in a way, that you're not dead, you're not dying, you're still here. Notice you're alive. Notice that the people you reflected on dying, they're also still alive. How does it feel to know this? What comes up? We have the good fortune that right here, now, there are still possibilities and opportunities to do things with these people or have experiences with them, and to do what really matters, what's really important, ourselves, while we still have time to do so. Now, when you're ready, we're going to bring this meditation to a close. You can open your eyes, drink in the life you're still living, and when you feel ready, you can unmute yourselves.